Good morning. Welcome to subramani.com. Please click on the bell icon. Please subscribe. Today I am doing some more work on equity. So let's start at the very beginning. Why do people lose money in equities? I could actually write a whole book on this, right? I've observed people very closely as a broker and then as a coach and as a trainer. I've seen people at all levels, and as a blogger I get them to write to me, so they react to me. And so let me start. First, confusing between trading and investing. It is not easy to know the difference between the two. Trading largely starts with a mindset that I'm going to sell it off in a day or two. Look, all of us try to capture value. The question is how. A trader believes he will capture the value very quickly. That is a day trader. A day trader buys in the morning and sells in the evening. He may not have that much of money to take delivery. Then there is another trader called the delivery based trader. So if I have the ability to take delivery of say 25,000 Cholamandalam or 1,000 Reliance, I buy it, I hold it maybe for a week or 10 days or whatever, and then I sell it off. Because then I say I'm not in distress seller. So that these are two types of traders, right? Day trading and delivery-based trading. So, but this is still very different from equity investing. Equity investing is when you buy and you think the market has not captured the value, and the market will capture the value over a long period of time. In terms of increasing EPS, which you are confident because you have seen the industry demand, etc. And when a company performs consistently over long periods of time, the PE also changes, right? So this combination. Now there is a difference between being a trader and being an investor. If you get confused between the two, good chance that you will lose money. Second, no asset allocation, which means either 10% of your money is in equity or 100% of your money in equity. The truth is both are wrong, because when 100% of your money is in equities and equities go down, you panic and you will sell. When 10% of your money is in equity, it hardly matters, because whatever you do, the overall impact on your portfolio is not much. So again, that is not enough reason to be in equity. So you're indifferent, you don't pay attention, so that gets neglected. That's another bad reason, and therefore again people lose money in equities. Third, not understanding portfolio construction at all. Portfolio construction, if you don't understand portfolio construction, all you do is look at how a fund manager creates his portfolio. Go and pick up some very successful portfolios and see how they do it. See which industries are represented, see which industries have more weightage, and please understand the best constructed portfolio in any country is the index. Everybody is trying to copy it. So at least copy the index for industry composition, if not for the equity composition, right? So if you don't know how to diversify, you don't need to, but at least copy the index. If 20% of the index is financial services, 5% is pharma, 3% is engineering, or 7% is technology, whatever. Look at the Sensex, look at the Nifty, see what is the composition, see whether you're happy. Or pick up some good famous funds which have a nice 5, 10, 20 year track record, and then see how they are constructed today. But please understand, they keep changing. So does the index. So based on that, you should perhaps have to change your portfolio, or you can create a core portfolio with either the Nifty or the Sensex, right? So the fourth, not putting enough money when you have conviction. Suppose you have a lot of conviction in one particular share. You believe that Kajaria Ceramics is a good share, or you believe Bharti Airtel is a good share. There is no point in putting 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees into it. You need to put big size, right? The sizing of your portfolio is very important. I learned this from Naren, and I have no hesitation in telling you that this is a very important thing, but I didn't know about it. So I'm a new entrant to sizing in my portfolio. That was a mistake which I was making. So that's another important learning. Fifth, not knowing which are the right questions to ask, right? So you don't even know what questions to ask the business much before. You don't need to meet the management. You do not know what business they are in. You know what they are doing. Now something like a Colgate or a Kajaria Ceramics or SL Propack is easy to understand, but Reliance is not easy to understand. right? A bank is not easy to understand. There is a big difference between HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank. ICICI Bank is also the owner of ICICI Mutual Fund, ICICI Insurance, etc. When it comes to HDFC, all the ownership lies with HDFC Limited and not with HDFC Bank. These are very big differences. You need to understand all this. Sixth, panicking. When there has to be calm, there has to be calm. When there has to be greed, there has to be greed. It is not easy to, it is easy for me to say that. For example, during this COVID time, I have invested in the debentures of an NBFC. I have put money in a pharma company. I put in two focused equity funds. I have done all that. I'm still not run out of cash. Luckily I was sitting in some cash. So all that is important. This is the time when everybody is saying we do not know what is going to happen to the economy. I am also saying that, but this is the time when you need to take the bets. Are these sensible bets? No, but equity, you don't make money by taking sensible bets. You have to take bets when it does not make sense to take bets also. Apart from the fact that if a vaccine is found, I might accelerate, I might remove money from some other places and put it here. So all this is necessary. And you need to read a lot. You need to know which questions to ask. You need to have read the balance sheet. You need to know all those things about a company. I'll do more detailed ones on each of the, like sizing or what questions to ask. I'll do it later. Thank you.